Good morning. Good morning. We are grabbing our bolster or a block or a prop or anything to sit ourselves up on, get some elevation for our hips and our spine. Okay. So good to see everyone. Yay. So go ahead and elevate yourself up. And spread the sit bones, move any muscle tissue out of the way. We just want to get on the actual inside front edge of those sit bones. And you'll notice how the spine just starts to stack once we find that foundation. And let's go ahead and do one foot in front of the other today. So you can start with your right foot in front of the left foot. And you're just stacking your heels next to each other so they're in alignment. You can also do simple cross-legged. Let's see if you can try and get, might be a little bit hard to see, but basically one foot stacked in front of the other. Okay. And we've got that center line. So go ahead and reach through your pelvis, reach through your two sit bones, drawing down towards the ground. And it's only in that extension downwards that we can start to make more space in the spine and actually extend and lengthen upwards. So reach downwards through your pelvis, through your two sit bones to find that length and extension all the way up. And so you have two equal opposing actions. You're reaching downwards and then you're extending upwards. Good. And let the heart start to open, broaden, expand. And then lift from that center sternum, lift upwards and forwards at that 60-degree angle so that your whole spine starts to tone. And then those southern tips of your scapulas are drawing down towards the floor. Keep drawing them down. And they're also drawing forwards towards the front of the room. So scapula is drawing down and forward. Good. And your palms can be facing up towards the ceiling to help get that heart open, those shoulders open. And release the very tops of your shoulders, the trapezius down your back like a waterfall. And it does take quite a bit of strength to get those muscles moving downwards, the heart moving upwards, the chest opening. And I want you to feel an opening through that armpit chest as well. So where all those lymph nodes are. See if you can broaden in there. Go ahead and bring your breath there. A nice deep inhalation. And fill up your lungs and your rib cage like a barrel. So that expansion, that opening. And it's an actual broadening, an actual widening of the rib cage, of that armpit chest. And again, it takes quite a bit of work and strength to build that, to open that. And let your chin come slightly towards your chest and your heart towards your chin. Lengthening the back of your neck nice and long. And go ahead and take your two thumbs and just place them on the back of your head. Yeah, on the bottom of that occipital ridge, you'll feel it where your thumbs can kind of connect to that nook. And just extend and draw the back of your neck nice and long. Pressure of your thumbs or on the back of the lower skull. And you're really just finding that length through the pressure of your thumbs. Lengthening, extending, and we're opening that back of the brain. Good, and then release. Keep that length, keep that extension. Feel a little bit taller. And keep the tops of your shoulders rolling down your back towards the floor. Heart lifting. So it really does take continuous strength, continuous action to get all of these pieces working together. And you might even start to feel a little bit tired or fatigued or sore in your upper back or your shoulders. And now let's keep that length, keep that opening, that expansion in your lungs, and start to tone across your glutes. So activate that right glute, activate that left glute. And your hips are drawing upwards and inwards towards your core, towards your center. And that's going to help you tone those glutes even more. So hips drawing upwards and inwards, in towards the sockets. Glutes toning to the point where you might start percolating or shaking a little bit. Okay. And just notice maybe one side is shaking, maybe one side isn't, maybe one side's easy to activate, maybe one side's harder to find. Just notice. And then again, reach through the center of your pelvis, through your sit bones towards the floor. And we're drawing those top glute muscles down to the floor. And you might notice a strong activation, a lot of energy is cultivating in the pelvis. And so as you have that active toning happening in your hips and your glutes and your pelvis, go ahead and lengthen that spine even more. So glutes are drawing downwards, back of the neck is extending upwards. Tops of your shoulders are extending downwards. Heart is lifting upwards. Good. Inhale, take those arms forward. And reach from the outside edges of your arms through your fingertips. Reach, extend, lengthen, and use this to open your heart even more. So those southern tips of your scapulas, the backs of your shoulders are reaching towards the front of the room. And the top shoulders are reaching down towards your glutes. Good. Inhale, arms up. Find that length in your side waists. Glutes drawing down, side waist extending up. And then exhale, palms facing up. Reach out. Try and get your wrist, elbow, shoulders aligned. Good. And reach through those two collarbones. So your right collarbone is extending towards the right. Your left collarbone is extending towards the left. Your heart, your chest is broadening, opening. And then your thumbs are hitchhiking back behind you, reaching back behind you and reaching down towards the floor to help your shoulders open. We're getting that external rotation of our arms. And that heart is lifting upwards and forwards. You're really cultivating that inner strength right now. And in doing so, remember to breathe, remember to soften the throat. Soften the face, lengthen the back of the neck. And everything is coming towards your core, towards your center line, towards your spine. And exhale, arms down. And go ahead and change the crossings of your legs or put the opposite foot in front. Yeah, good. And again, refine that center. It might be really different on this side. Move that skin, that tissue, so you can get on your center sit bones. And again, your hips are toning. Bone is moving in towards the socket, in towards the center. And activate that right glute, that left glute. And so all those muscles are toning around the sacrum. And then your inner groins are releasing towards your knees. So somehow we're finding this activation, this strength in our glutes, yet a softening and releasing of the groins. And that is a hard balance to strike. But just keep working towards it, aiming towards it. And then inhale the right elbow over the left elbow. Good. And then if you can cross out the wrists, go for it. If not, no worries, keep working towards it. And those elbows are moving away from your face. Breathe into your back, breathe into those trapped muscles, breathe into your scapulas. Breathe into the back of the neck. Really open up those tissues anywhere where you might hold stress. Open those areas up with your breath, deep breaths. And let the face soften, let the eyes become soft. Let that tongue relax away from the roof of your mouth. Let the jaw soften. And those hips are still moving upwards and inwards and towards the sockets and towards the center. Glutes are still active. And then exhale, switch the crossings. See if it's any different on this side. Soften that face, soften the throat, soften the neck. Take a nice deep inhalation through your whole body. Breathing from the base of the pelvis all the way to the top of the head. Hips are active, belly is soft. Jaw is released. Back of the neck long. And reach those elbows away from your face towards the front of the room. And again, breathe into the muscles, the tissues, the fibers. Open up the neck, the shoulders, the back. And exhale, come on out. Good work. Okay, coming on up, we are gonna be in this position. So you might want to put a blanket under your knee or just anything. You just don't want a little bit of protection under that knee. A little softer surface. Mhm. And of course, if at any point anyone has a question or there's something that you need a modification for, feel free to raise your hand and we will do that. So let's start with the left knee will be like the standing leg. And then that right leg is going to come out to the side. Good. Okay, beautiful. So hands can be on the hips. And we're going to work on an external rotation of this right hip. Yeah, so the outer right hip is rolling towards the floor. And then we're trying to square our chest with the front of the room as much as possible. And reach and extend through your toes. So we want our leg to be active. We don't want any hyperextension in the knee. So reach through your toe tips. Press through the mounds of your big toes. Reach through your inner heel. And then we're drawing the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. So kneecap is lifting, engaging upwards. Keep reaching through that heel. Good, yeah, making sure you have something under the knee. And then we're gonna make space in our lower back. So draw your glutes down towards the floor. That left glute is drawing into that left knee. And the hands can come at the heart. Squaring that chest. And keep that heart opening, find that lift. And imagine that you have 5-pound weights on your elbows. So those elbows are drawing towards the earth. Your tailbone is reaching towards the floor. You're pressing through the mounds of the big toes, reaching through the toe tips. And the whole right leg is engaged, muscle to the bone. Good. Soften the face, soften the neck. Reach through the top of the head. And then exhale those arms out, palms facing down. And find that opening and extension in your left hip. So keep drawing that left knee towards the floor, into the floor. Left glute towards the floor. Heart lifting as if it was hooked up on a string. Lifting upwards and forwards. And then palms roll towards the ceiling. Yep. So we're rolling the shoulders down and back. And just a couple more breaths here. Find that length and extension in your side waist. Tailbone reaching towards the floor. Sacrum reaching towards the front of the room. Opening up that front pelvis, especially in this area. Couple more breaths. Inhale, arms above head. Reaching up, beautiful. Smooth breathing. Release the back of the neck and the shoulders. Soften the face. And exhale, come on down. Good work. Okay, we're gonna switch it up, switch sides. Okay. So this time we're on our right knee. Left leg goes straight out. And now we're gonna work on that left hip. So outer left hip is rolling down towards the floor. And again, we want to engage this whole left leg, muscle to the bone. Kneecap is actually lifting up the thigh, reaching up the thigh. And we're going to reach through those toe tips. Good. Broaden the bottom of your foot, spread it wide. Reach through your inner heel. There's more human potential. And keep that leg strong, so keep engaging the muscle to the bone. Good. And then you're reaching through that right leg. It's as if you're making more space in your hip and your pelvis in front of your body by reaching that leg through the floor. Palms come together at the heart. Imagine that you have little 5-pound weights on your elbows and they're drawing down towards the floor. Back of the neck is releasing. Those pressure points that we did on the back of the occipital ridge, back of the head, those are releasing. And we're releasing the whole right side of the spine now. So draw the right glute into the floor. Good. There is an internal balance, an internal tension. Keep that left leg strong, engaged, muscle to the bone. Chest is square. Elbows releasing, face is soft. We're really opening up that right side of the spine now. Inhale the arms up. Find that extension in your side waist. Make space for your organs. Exhale, arms down, palms facing down. Keep reaching through that right knee, growing that leg longer, making more space in the spine. Hips are active, glutes are active, sacrum is reaching to the front of the room. And then roll those palms facing up, rolling your shoulders down. And heart is lifting. So keep that tailbone extending towards the earth, heart lifting towards the ceiling, shoulders rolling down and back. And find that extension through your feet, reaching through those toe tips. Mound a big toe, inner heel. Muscle engaged to the bone. Good. Exhale. Slowly come out. Okay. How are we for sitting on our knees in this one?
I can't do that.
Let me know. You can always put a prop, a bolster, and if anyone's not able to do it, I'll give a modification.
I'm okay as long as I have my trusty knee pad that Sister Jenny gave me over a year ago.
Look at this community looking out for each other. I love it. All right, good, good. Yeah, so find a, a bolster, prop, bench, anything you need. And this one is the second best pose to align the spine. The first one being lotus, which is harder to get into, harder on the knees. So I love this one. Just let everybody settle in. And we are going to work on the lower back. So this one, it takes a little bit of time to learn these points. Good. So as we're starting to get settled, just imagine your glute muscles are reaching towards the floor. Nice. How is that for you, Jenny? No go. You can always get up on a chair as well if you want, Jenny.
And
So,
I think I need to do that too, because I can't do it without having my hands on the floor supporting me.
okay. Let's do that. Anyone that needs to be on a chair, you can just be simply here. And we can work the same points.
Thank you.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, great. So we're gonna do a combo of chair and virasana, but same points we'll be working on. So if you're on a chair, go ahead and get those feet parallel to each other like they're on railroad tracks. Toes pointing forward. Good. And see if you can get those heels and toes aligned. And then you're starting to draw your glute muscles down towards the floor. And then the sacrum, that little triangulation bone, is reaching up towards the back of your neck, up towards the ceiling. Good. So we're on that center pelvis, center sit bones, so that we can get on the center spine. If you need to move that tissue out of the way, especially if you have like any little bit of scoliosis or anything going on, you really got to actually move that tissue. So we're on the two sit bones and reach those two sit bones through the floor. Reach, 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 they're growing. They're lengthening, it's like you're growing roots. Good, and notice if you can feel how that impacts your spine, reaching through those sit bones. And this is where it gets tricky. So we're drawing the glute muscles down to the floor. We're reaching the sit bones through the floor. And yet we're somehow finding that back of the sacrum, the back of the pelvis, is reaching up towards the ceiling. And it's a really neat feeling once you find it. And it's okay if it takes some time to find. So glutes reaching down, sacrum reaching up. And find that equal pressure in your feet, in your right foot and your left foot. And the more you're pressing down into your feet, the more you can find those sit bones. The more you can reach through the chair, through the sit bones. And then again, glutes are drawing down, sacrum skin is reaching up. And as you start to find that, you'll see the spine comes towards the center and starts to lengthen. So open the heart. You have equal pressure in your right sit bone and your left sit bone and your right foot and your left foot. And then remember the eye yoga that we did last week? See if you can tune into that again. So see if you can get your face. Hi, Drea, I'm glad you're back. See if you can get your face parallel with the wall in front of you. So soften any tension that's in the face, soften the jaw, soften the eyes, the eye sockets. And again, we have that equal pressure in our feet, so it's toning through our feet. Yeah, beautiful. It's toning through our pelvis, glutes are strong and active, reaching towards the floor. Spine is long and engaged. And if you need to, you can put your hands in front of your face And that might help you see which eye am I using more. So is the right eye slightly in front of the left eye? Is the left eye slightly in front of the right eye? Just notice. Again, it might be subtle or it might be not subtle at all. So my right eye sits back, sits behind. So I'm going to draw my right eye forward, the right side of my face forward. And then I'm going to soften that left eye. And that's going to totally reset my neck, the way I hold. Yeah. And once you feel like you find it, you can draw those hands back downwards. But see if you can keep that awareness. So for me, I'm just gonna have to be aware of bringing that right eye slightly forward, the right side of my face slightly forward. And again, that impacts all the way into the brain. So equal pressure in your feet, equal pressure in your two sit bones, glutes drawing towards the floor, sacrum skin lifting towards the ceiling. Those eyes are parallel and your face is soft. And see if you can get that strong, strong activation in your glutes. So where you might start to feel that percolating, that internal shaking. And then reaching out the top center of the head. See if you can keep that balance in your brain through the balance of that eye work. And so hopefully we're feeling a real strong activation to our core, our glutes, the feet, the pressure of our feet, and yet a softening across the face. And soften that face, soften that jaw. When we release that jaw, we open up the pelvis. And breathe all the way into the base of your pelvis. And exhale. Feels so good once you start to do that subtle eye work. And again, breathe into the base of the pelvis. Equal pressure in your feet. Good. And just notice any differences in your body, any differences in your brain, any differences in your spine. Beautiful. And then exhale, come on up, come on out. Awesome. And we're gonna take that chair or that couch, whichever, and we're actually gonna place our hands on it now. It can be on a table as well. Great. So we're gonna have those feet hips width apart again. So feet are stacked under your knees. And we're gonna start drawing the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. And if you need to micro bend your knees, you can. There's no problem with that. Soften across the belly, across the abdomen. And get that equal pressure in your hands, in your arms, so you're reaching through the chair. And again, see if you can do that eye work, that eye yoga here. So for me, I need to slightly draw that right eye forward. And we're lengthening through the limbs, lengthening through the arms, lengthening through the legs. If you did have a micro bend, maybe you're able to start lengthening and straightening those legs. And again, draw the front of the thigh to the back of the room. And draw your sit bones back behind you, towards the wall behind you, and up towards the ceiling. And back of the neck is long, occipital ridge is lengthening, reach through the back of the neck. And find those sit bones reaching up towards the ceiling. Face is soft. Arms have that equal pressure. And then open the backs of your thighs so you can even kick your heels out and have your toes pointed in towards each other a little bit. And open the backs of the thighs. So your inner groins are releasing towards the back thigh. Outer hips are releasing towards the front of the thigh, towards the inner groin. And take that extra length that gives you all the way through your spine. So keep opening the backs of the thighs and lengthening through the spine. Make more space in all those vertebrae. Face is soft. Breathe into the base of the pelvis. And then exhale, take your feet wide. As wide as you can without slipping. Ideally, we're on a non-slippery surface if possible. And we're going to press into the outside edges of your feet, lifting those inner arches. Sits bones spreading wide. Sit bones releasing up towards the ceiling. Equal pressure of the hands. Keep lengthening the back of the neck. And we are going to find that length and that alignment and that strength of our spine through our feet. So keep pressing on the outside edges of your feet. Lift those inner arches up more. Open the backs of the thighs more. So again, you can kick out the heels. Pigeon toe. And really start to feel that pelvis opening, the sit bones opening, spreading wide. And lift and roll those sit bones up towards the ceiling. Now go ahead and look upwards or towards the front of the room. And we're going to get that external rotation of our arms. Good. So we're getting a gentle back bend. Heart opening. Head looking up. External rotation of the arms. Sit bones lifting. Sit bones spreading wide. Really keep lifting those sit bones up towards the ceiling. You'll feel that strengthening in your low back. Smooth breathing. So this is actually a deep dissection of the pelvis and the spine. So So hold for a couple more breaths. And then exhale, slowly walk those feet together. Good work, good work. All right, we can set that chair to the side. Okay, let me see. So let's work on a little bit of balancing. So you can always have your hand on the wall or your hand on a chair or on a desk. I just want you to have that extra support. Good. Okay, and then we're gonna be standing on our right foot. And you can either keep that left foot at your ankle or bring it all the way up. We just don't want it on the knee joint. Good. Yeah. Perfect. So foot is either at the ankle or all the way up. And then again, we're going to work on drawing those glute muscles down towards the floor, which will also open the front of the pelvis. Yeah. So that right leg is the standing leg. Nice, I like that. And we're going to draw that front of the thigh to the back of the room. Front of the thigh to the back of the room. Good. And hands at the wall or hands at your center. Beautiful. And again, we have those elbows weighted with 5-pound weights. They're drawing towards the floor. Just try to look at something that is not moving. That is the key. So find a place on the floor or a place on the wall. And look at something that is still. And then your left foot is pressing into your right inner thigh. And your hips are engaging upwards and inwards. They're engaging deeper into their sockets. Glutes are toning. Good work. Keep looking at that, something that's still. And keep drawing those glutes to the floor. Hips reaching upwards and inwards. Especially that standing leg hip. Draw that right hip upwards and inwards. And exhale, come down. Switch legs. And so with that right foot, we're got it on the inside of our leg and it's pushing our groin back behind us. Lengthening the left leg, the standing leg, it's getting longer. And drawing that left hip up and in towards the socket, up and in towards the center line. Find something that's not moving. And lengthen out the left side of your spine. So draw your left glute muscle into your left heel. Drawing it downwards. Those elbows are weighted. And reach out the top center of your head. Shoulders rolling down the back. Chasing towards the glutes, glutes chasing towards the heels. We're working all those fast twitch muscles, which is going to get into all your joints. Good job. Smooth breathing. Keep lengthening the left side of your spine. And slowly, gently come on out. Good work. That's a good toning in through the hips too. Okay, so we're going to draw the left foot forward and the right foot back. Left foot forward, right foot back. Chest is square with the wall in front of you. Hips are square. And we're going to draw that right glute muscle into that right heel. So tone those glutes, strengthen those glutes. We're making space in the back of the neck and the back of the spine through that activation of the glute muscles. And see if you can grow those legs longer. So you're opening up that front pelvis, reaching through the floor. Again, it's as if you're growing roots. And those legs are strong and engaged. So muscle to the bone, engaging the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Lifting those kneecaps upwards towards the ceiling. And inhale those arms up above your head. Good. Arms up. Again, find more length. Draw your glutes down to the floor, down to your heels. Do your eye yoga. And then smooth, deep breaths. Just keep drawing your tailbone towards the floor. Glutes towards your heels. And lengthen. Find more space in your back. And then exhale, hands on your hips, bending forward. Smooth breathing. Open up the backs of the thighs, spread the pelvis wide, the sits bones wide. Smooth breathing. And inhale up. Go ahead and switch switch the feet. Opposite foot forward. And drawing, which one did I have? So now we're drawing the left glute into the left heel. So drawing that pelvis down. And you can really do a lot of work on the low back through this work. So left glute, drawing into the left heel. Chest is square, pelvis is square. Keep those glutes chasing downwards. Heart opening. Inhale those arms up. Making space. And again, draw the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Lift the kneecaps towards the ceiling. Lengthen those legs to lengthen the spine. Really getting circulation through that whole low spine. And then exhale, hands on your hips, bending forward. Equal pressure in your feet, and that heart is opening, lifting. Shoulders rolling back. And open the backs of those thighs. So sits bones spreading wide. Doing that eye yoga again, balancing the eyes to balance the brain. You're really opening that pelvis, so sit bones are reaching towards the ceiling and spreading wide. Face is soft, spine is long. Equal pressure in that front foot and that back foot. And exhale, press to come up. Good. You feeling that all the way along the back of the spine and the neck? Okay, great. So let's come back to our seated pose. Grab a bolster, grab a pillow. Bench. Okay. And this time the bottom of the feet are together. If you can. Yeah, so getting my pelvis open. No, I'm working on that. So open the front of the feet like a book. You can reach the feet, play with them a little bit. You want to get that flexibility in there. Good. Okay, and then those edges of your feet are touching. And draw those feet towards each other even more. So feet to your center line, feet pressing. And that starts to open up the knees, the pelvis, the hips. And you'll notice the more firm pressure you have in your feet moving towards each other, the more toning, strengthening, activation you're going to get in your hips. So we want that. Feet pressing, hips activated. And it's going to start toning all those muscles around your glutes and around your sacrum. And then relax and release the groins towards the floor. Relax and release the groins towards your inner knees. Release your inner knee to your outer knee to your hips. Good. So we both have that softening and that release in the front of the groin, and then that toning and that strengthening happening in the hips and the glutes and the spine. Sit nice and tall and palms to the chest. Just thank yourself for being here today, making the time. Let those elbows relax and release. Keep that equal pressure in your feet to tone your right hip and your left hip. And your chin can come towards your chest. Go ahead and close your eyes. And think of someone, something that you're grateful for. Namaste. Thanks for practicing. Good work today.
Mm.
Yay. And as you come out of this one, you can use your hands to draw those knees together. All right.
Ah,
How we doing?
good. I'm in much better shape for driving home.
Good. How long is your drive?
A little over 3 hours.
Okay, nice.
Mm.
Yay.
Traveling mercies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
TGIF, Karen.
Oh, yeah. TGIF. Yes.
Yeah,
Wow. Thank you,
thank
Coach
you.
Rita, for
Mm.
the slow, methodical burn. I felt like we had a workout. I
Yeah.
really did. And it's just so intense. You don't even realize how intense it is until you are in it and continue to move in it. And it's just like magic. You work magic.
But it's an interesting
Love-
workout. I mean, when we work out, with the, Coach JD or, we tighten. And although I agree, this felt like a workout, but it's like a workout to release.
Mhm.
Mm,
Working.
amen.
Yeah, to release and expand and strengthen the muscles in a almost an opposite way. Yeah, it's like the yin and the yang.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Love that. That's what
Yeah.
it is, the yin and the yang. You always come up with a good one. Good. Absolutely.
I found when we did the cross hands that with the girls, Sandy and Karen, that actually to me felt like I was lifting weights without the strain of the weights.
Mm-hmm.
Muscles were worked. I could feel the muscles working.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it almost is so rewarding because you're not inflicting any pressure on them. You're working them in a way. But yeah, I could really feel it. And you know what? I don't know if this is incidental, but when I was doing the eye shift, I actually, I don't like it when I can't remember somebody's name, right? And I was trying to remember this child's name to tell the parents, say hello to, and I couldn't remember, so I didn't send, I just said your son. But then when I did that brain exercise, I remembered the name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I love that.
Love it.
Mm.
Bring
Love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting in tune to your brain. Don't you love that?
Yeah.
So cool. It
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other thing I noticed on that one was each week it seems I can get further toward,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you're doing something good with those muscles because
Yeah.
you are improving. And I just love the curls, Drea. I
Yeah,
love
they
that.
look great on you,
Oh
girl.
my gosh.
You.
You look beautiful. Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, we just saw it on the beginning stages when she was still curling, but this is
Yeah.
beautiful.
I like your hair's cut too, Sandy.
Oh,
Nice. Yep, it is nice.
Wow.
Wow. Whew. This has
Great
been
work.
great.
Yep.
Cool.
Good,
This
good.
is great. I feel so grounded. So
Mm.
wonderful.
I do. I feel like
Yeah.
I can conquer anything. I'm ready.
Especially since you have to go shopping again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And see if you can just subtly throughout the day tune into like right foot balance, left foot balance, and it'll continue to strengthen that spine and balance the brain. And you'll be able to, take it into life. That's the goal.
Mm.
Amen.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yep.
Can't do without it now. It's cellular. It's in me now. It's cellular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Good work. Good work, ladies.
Yeah.
We'll keep integrating that throughout your day.
Okay, yes. Love to you all.
Love
Mhm.
you all. And
Yeah.
we'll see you all soon.
Have a good week, Coach Rita.
Yeah, have a good week.
Thank you.
Good to see you, my Earth Angel Sandy.
Thank you,
See you,
Karen
Sister
and
Jenny.
Drea. Thank you,
See
Jenny.
Sister
Have a good day.
Andrea. Love you guys.
Love
Be
you.
good. Safe travel. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
Mercies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.